when I was a full-time funeral director, somebody once called me up and asked for directions to our funeral home, so I gave them. Yes, we're on the north side of Main Street between Mackenzie Boulevard and McDonald Avenue. What side of the road are you on? We're on the north side. Is that the left side or the right side? Depends where you're coming from. That's kind of a funny story when you tell it like that, but the man's question was not a bad one, and it was not a dumb question either. Here's why. The communication disconnect that I experienced with that gentleman is because I gave him information that pertained to everybody. General information. Our funeral home is on the north side. What he needed was information that spoke to him, information that was specific, the right side or the left side. The problem is I couldn't give him specific information without knowing his situation. I needed to know where he was coming from. What does that have to do with my Speechcraft Fundamental series? Well, you just watched 10 units, approximately 1 hour of Speechcraft instruction. If you watched it all, particularly if you watched it all at one sitting, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned a lot. But you got general information. It's like I told you the funeral home is on the north side. What happens if you need specific information? As in, you need to know whether my funeral home is on the right side or the left side. What if you need Speechcraft instruction that is specific to you? Let's talk about my unit on making a point. Perhaps you have a story that you would like to turn into a speech because you learned a very valuable lesson from it and you think that telling it to others is going to help them as well. Okay, you know the 3 steps to making a point because you saw my unit. Illustrate, state, applicate. But you're having trouble working out that state part. You kind of know what your message is, but you can't get it down into a way that you can really get it out there in a punchy way. You're a little like that man who called my funeral home. You heard north, but it's not helping you because you need instruction that is specific to where you're coming from. Maybe you're stuck at the very beginning of the Speechcraft process. Maybe you've got a lot of knowledge on a particular topic, like relationships. You give your friends great one-on-one advice when you're having coffee, and you believe that if you can address an entire crowd for 45 minutes, you'll be able to help a lot more people. But you're stuck on that message. You know the difference between a topic and a message, and you know it's an important difference because you watched Unit 1 of this series. But you're having trouble with this entire bank of knowledge you have pulling a clear message out of it. You're a little like that man who called my funeral home. Simply hearing north is not enough to help you. You need specific instruction based on where you're coming from. Well, I have good news for you. If you need specific information that speaks to your particular situation, I can give you that too. The thing is, I need to know where you're coming from. So get in touch with me for some certified world-class speech coaching. Let's work together to take that big jumble of thoughts you have and find the speech that's hiding inside, the message that you want to share with the rest of the world. Let's get you that specific information, the coaching that you need to take your speech and your speaking to the next level. So, if you need specific information, you can get in touch with me. My contact information is on my website. Speaking of my website, keep it tuned here to lastrites.com for more speaking tips. That's last-writes.com. And if you follow me on social media or sign up for my email list, you'll be made aware of new updates as they happen. And together we, that's you and I, we will lay boring speeches to rest by giving them the last rites.